Hi everyone, welcome to Advanced Pathophysiology, Nurse 673. I hope everyone's excited to get started, and I hope you all had a great summer, got to relax a little bit, and spend some time looking forward to starting school. My name's Paige Hardy, and I'll be your instructor. I'm a certified nurse midwife. I have my DNP, and I've been with Bethel for about 3 years now, so I thought we could walk through the course, give you a little bit of introduction, and help you figure out where to start and what to do. So this is our course website, which obviously you've all found because here we are. There's a general announcements section here, and that's where I will post any announcements that are important to the class, things that might be coming up or that I need all of you to know about all at the same time. Next is our general discussion forum, and that is an area where anyone can post comments or questions about anything's going on, and also anybody can respond there. So if you see a question and you happen to know maybe where to find that information or what the correct answer would be, please feel free to respond. It helps us all to get the information that we need as soon as possible, and also interact together more like a real class would. That would be in person. Next is our introduce yourself to the class forum, and you can get started there by introducing yourself. You can upload a picture, tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe where you're from, how you ended up in this program with the rest of us. And feel free to comment, talk back and forth with each other as you feel you would like to. It's a good way to get to know who your classmates are. Let's see here. So then we have our syllabus, and I encourage you all to read through that before class gets going. This is kind of a breakdown of our how our grading is going to be laid out for this class. So, and I'll go through and talk to you about each of these activities as we go through the introduction, but just so you're aware of how things will be broken down, pre-quizzes are only 5%. There's a weekly module assignment. Those cumulatively are 10%. Individual activities are 15%. Interactive activities are 10%. There's a case study that's 15%. The big chunk of this class is really this disease pathology paper and presentation. So you'll see that adds up to about 45% of the class, just so you kind of know going in where the bulk of the points will be coming from for this course. And there's a sign up for the disease pathology paper in one of the upcoming modules. I believe it's week 3. We can look at that together. There's some information here about my contact information. Feel free to look through that. I try and respond as soon as I can. I look at my email at least once a day, usually more than that. If there's an emergency, you can sure call me if you'd like to, but I try to get back to people as soon as I can. There's policies, some writing and research resources here. One big thing I'd like to point out that I usually mention at the beginning of class but seems to get forgotten very quickly is how you submit your assignments using this naming standard. And as instructors, we get a lot of documents sent to us all the time, and it gets hard to sift through everything to find everyone's assignment sometimes. So when you submit an assignment, please use this naming standard. It just makes it so much easier to find assignments, and then that makes it easier for us to grade them and get them back to you. So please look at that. So our class will have the same flow almost every week. Our classes start on Monday and end on Sunday. In the syllabus, it gives you specific times as to when things are due based on where we are in the week. For example, in Module 1, you can see begin the week, and that starts on Monday, usually at midnight. And then there's a participate in this week's activities, and that has a certain date and time that needs to be completed by. So for example, like an initial forum post is usually listed under participate in this week's activities. So that means that you need to have those submitted at a certain time in the week. And then by the end of the week, that is usually Sunday at noon. So just look through the syllabus for those exact dates and time that correspond to these titles. Begin the week, participate in the week's activities, and then by the end of the week. So going back to the introduction, I wanted to just point out that there are weekly reading outlines. Those are just completely optional. If that would help you keep track and kind of take notes as you read, feel free to use those. They are not required, they're not submitted or anything. It can be helpful. Some people learn better that way. So again, for Module 1, there's always an overview. I typically will do a little short video, much shorter than this, to introduce the week as it comes up, and those would be available Sunday or early Monday morning. Each week also has what we call a pre-quiz, and those are just really to see where your strengths and weaknesses might lie on that particular topic. So it is a required assignment, but it is not graded based on percent or number correct. It's called Turnitin criteria. So it means that it has to be done and done on time, and you receive full credit regardless of number correct. But I would suggest that's the first thing you do in the week, is just complete the pre-quiz, gives you an idea of what's coming up, and then also helps you to guide your studies as to areas you might need a little more time spent on. There's some readings each week. This week it's chapters 1, 2, and 3. There are associated PowerPoints for those chapters, and those are located right here. There are some animation demonstrations that really kind of help to clarify some concepts to make it a little bit more clear. Sometimes that really helps me to see it broken down into those steps. And these are all just to help enhance the readings that you do the week of the module. And if you look in your textbook, there's an access code, and as soon as you enter that, then you'll have access to all of the additional resources that come with your textbook. There's some additional videos that will just add to the readings for the week. Module 1, we just have a concepts chart, and that's a small group activity. All the directions are right in here. It's going to be broken down into groups of 2 to 3, and if you come down here, there is a document, and it has all of you already assigned into groups, so you know who your group members are. So one person in your group can start a Google document and then title it, and then you just have to define and describe some terms together. You can break that up however you'd like to, work on that document back and forth and complete it, and then you're going to, each of you has to submit the assignment to get credit for it. So though you initially start with one document that you're sharing back and forth, each of you have to submit your document in order to receive credit. So if you have questions about that, let me know, but that should not be too hard. A good way to meet other group members. We'll start out staying in the same groups, but as time goes on, we tend to change groups, so you get to meet other people in the class as well. Okay, and then almost every week also has what's called a module assignment, and that is kind of, it's set up like kind of a worksheet kind of situation. Again, this is not graded based on number correct or percent correct. It's based on the Turnitin criteria. So it has to be completed and it has to be done on time, and then you'll receive full credit. Once you submit the assignment, you'll get access to the correct answers, and I suggest you look through those. It's a really good way to solidify the information by reading through the questions again and seeing what the correct answers are. Coming up, things that you might want to look ahead at when you have time in your week. Module 3, there's two things to look at here. One is the World Health Organization module, and those are modules that talk about vaccine safety. I'll just click into this so you can see what I'm talking about. There's the link to get to the actual site. There are 6 modules and a quiz at the end and a final assessment. You have to get 80%, and then you'll get a record of achievement or a certificate, and you can take a screenshot of that and upload that to get credit for it. It says takes you about 5 hours. I think that's on the outside. I don't think it took quite that long, but it's really good information and current, so that you can kind of work on at any time and get ahead if you'd like to. Another thing in this week is the sign up for the disease pathology paper. And again, that's like our biggest project for this course. There's a list of different disorders and diseases. When you look at this and you pick one that you think is interesting to you, just put your name in here. It's a shared document. I'd like only one person to do a topic, and I would really suggest, we tend to want to do things we're comfortable with. Pick one you know nothing about and do it. And you'll become an expert on that and feel so much more confident on it. So something that you feel like, I really don't know a thing about that, would be super helpful. I'm just looking through to see which ones I would pick right now because I don't know anything about it. Multiple myeloma, not an expert on that. So anyways, look through that and see what looks interesting. And again, pick something, you're going to be doing lots of research on that, so you'll become quite good at it. I think those are the big things to look forward to as the class goes on. I'm available as much as I can be, but I really look forward to meeting all of you, and I hope you guys can make some connections. I hope you're very excited to start on your midwifery journey. I'm wearing my Bethel Midwives shirt today in honor of your class. It says Midwives, and then on the back says, bring out the kid in you. So people always chuckle when I wear this in public. I love it. But welcome to class again. Please ask if you have questions, and enjoy the last little bit of break that you have. Take care.